What is up, you guys? It's your boy Shay. Look back with another video. And today, man, I've been seeing a lot of talk about Brock Purdy and whether the 49ers should pay him or not. A lot of back and forth how much they should pay him. And I know with quarterbacks, the market just keeps rising. And, you know, some teams are really smart about it. They're just like, hey, we're just going to pay you this. And the players just kind of go on with it. So they're not trying to get that top dollar, 55 million, 60 million. Who knows? I don't know. But my thing with Brock is, I mean, I'm a Philly fan. I feel some type of way towards the Niners. But I will say this about Brock. I've heard a lot of San Francisco media and just some content creators. They talk about, you know, he's such a great anticipatory thrower. He's really good at that. His deep ball, I wouldn't really say is the best, but those intermediate routes, dude, his timing, on point. Like, that shit is on point. This year was rough for them. They had a lot of injuries. Their team just wasn't intact the full season. So people use that excuse. There was times where they had players that were playing, right? I know Brandon Ayuk went out early in the season, so that kind of sucked. And who knows how Brandon Ayuk comes back this next season. I don't really know how he's going to come back. But when Ayuk was there, I thought Ayuk deserved to get paid because I was like, dude, have you seen his route running? Like, is there anybody else on San Francisco that can route run like Brandon Ayuk? Debo ain't it. I've always said that. I'm like, he's not it. It's Brandon Ayuk. And now they got Ricky Pearsall, so we'll see how that, we'll see how that shakes out. But they have some things going. And Brock, at times, he looks solid, man. He looks solid. Like, they had some losses early on, and some people would pin that maybe on the offense. I know a lot of their fans pinned on the defense. But my thing with San Francisco is it's like, okay, your guys' defense struggled this last year with your guys' new coordinator. But the thing that I always said with San Francisco is because they've gone through so many freaking defensive coordinators, right? They had like Saleh, then they had DeMeco Ryans, and then after DeMeco Ryans, they had Steve Wilks, and then after Steve Wilks, they had this new coordinator who was in-house. And I said during the course of that, dude, I called it. I was like, one of these coordinators ain't going to be good for their defense. And their defense ain't going to be that top 5 San Francisco defense. And I was like, and their offense is going to have to come through. And at times this year, I think there was 5 times, if I remember, there was 5 times I watched with Brock Purdy, the ball in his hands, and he like threw a pick or like the offense couldn't get it done. And I've seen some of their fans blame Jake Moody. I don't know. You can go that route. I don't really think you can pin it on Jake Moody. I think Shanahan and the offense certainly underperformed, and I think Brock Purdy underperformed. But I do think he's a good quarterback, and I do think Brock Purdy is the type of quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with. I really do believe that. Some people say all the pieces have to be together. You know, you need to have some stars that are playing good. I know Nick Wright would say the Avengers. Well, the Avengers weren't intact this last season. And there were times when Brock Purdy, he looked good. But the thing that is kind of sketchy for me with Brock this last season was how their team wasn't intact, and you saw them crumble down the line with their offense and their defense all as a team. And, you know, there's lots of people that compare Brock and Jalen and say that they're, in the same class, they need pieces, this and that. The one thing I'll say about my quarterback on Philly is his second year when he took over in 2021 for the Eagles, we didn't have all the star power, right? So, like, we had a good offensive line, and we had Schmitty. And Jalen still got them to the playoffs. Like, he was doing his part. And the defense wasn't that good, right? Then you had 2022, then you had 2023 when we had the epic collapse. But during the course of that season, he had to deal with a new offensive coordinator, and he had to deal, the defense sucked. Like, the defense was not good on Philly. But Jalen and the offense uplifted them with messy coordinators on both sides. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have Shanahan, you have Brock. At some point, you're going to need to rely on them because that defense ain't always going to get it done. And Brock and them have to get it done. And so I know so people are so back and forth about because they say that he's trash. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's trash. I actually think that he's like really good in the spot for him down near going undrafted, and for San Francisco to get him. I'm like, bro, you're keeping that guy. Like, you're paying that guy and you're keeping that guy. Like, what are you gonna do? Bring in a rookie that you don't know if he's even gonna be to the level of Brock, or oh, you're gonna bring in somebody. I'm like, no. Like, there were people talking about bringing in Sam Darnold. I'm like, Sam had a resurgence in his career like Geno Smith. I'll say that. I do think Sam is better than people give him credit for. I know the playoffs were bad, but I do think he's better. But I'm taking Brock Purdy over Sam Darnold. I just am. I don't really care what people say. He's younger. I get more confidence from him all game. One thing I'll say with confidence with Brock is, though, I've noticed in games when he starts to play bad, when he's off his game, maybe San Francisco fans maybe need to correct me on this, but the games that I watched, when he kind of got off his game, he couldn't seem to get back on track. Like, he didn't have that type of confidence. So, like, if he got off of his game, he couldn't just, like, flip a switch and be like, all right, let's pull back in. And that was a problem. Like, there's some AFC teams that I've seen them go against since he's been the quarterback there. And you could see the confidence kind of just gets rocked just a little bit because they go up against tougher defenses. And he kind of gets off his game. And I've watched him in wet games. His hands are a problem. There's some quarterbacks that have smaller hands. That's just not a problem for them in wet weather. But with him in wet weather, in the games that I've watched with Brock Purdy, the ball like slips out of his hands and stuff. And I'm just like, that's kind of worrisome. That's a little bit worrisome. But it's not always going to be cold. It's not always going to be wet or snowy. I mean, they're in Santa Clara, if I remember right, the stadium. Brock is an interesting quarterback. He's an interesting quarterback, but I think you're crazy to say that they shouldn't pay him. Does he deserve top dollar? No, he doesn't. Do a lot of quarterbacks deserve top dollar? No, they don't, but that's the way the market's going. Sooner or later, I think the owners and the teams are going to step in and kind of be like, okay, you know what? We're capping it out at this, slowly progress with the cap. But these big contracts, maybe they keep being a thing. But I think at some point, these owners and teams are going to kind of step in and be like, yo, like, we're not paying you what you're wanting. But with Brock, I definitely see a 50+ million per year. Maybe 45. I've heard some people toss around 45. And San Francisco made some bold moves. They got rid of some people. And they're kind of not the same team on offense. I mean, they still got Kittle. Kittle's really good. Super reliable, even at his age. I really don't think they should have got rid of Jordan Mason. Then they got Ricky Pearsall coming back. Hopefully he steps up his game. He steps up his game, he'll be good. Juwan Jennings, he's all right. Sometimes he looks super good. I don't think he's as good as some people do, but I don't know. And then there's Brandon Ayuk. And if Brandon Ayuk somehow comes back midseason, or I don't know even when he's projected to come back, but if he comes back and he's good, just good, solid, you could see San Francisco's offense being back to normal. I have my doubts with CMC. But I'm still rooting for him to come back healthy and ball out because that dude is like a generational talent as a running back. Like, you can't say that he's not. You know what I mean? It just all depends on health with these running backs. But Brock could be set up. They could be set up really well. And the fact that they got Saleh back, again, I would love to see them rely more on that offense when needed. But, hey, if that's their winning formula, top five defense, then the offense feeds off of that, top 5 offense, then that's the winning formula. And when negotiations come, I mean, it's happening right now. The team could throw that towards him too. Just like, hey, we got this, you got that. We saw you crumble down the line in these games. Who knows how it goes? But in my opinion, you pay Brock. I don't know why people get so hung up on this elite quarterback elite quarterback that. There's only so many elite quarterbacks. And the only elite quarterback right now that's won a Super Bowl is Patrick Mahomes. So I don't I don't really know why that is such the massive topic of conversation. You don't need to have an elite quarterback to win. At the end of the day, it takes a team. And you hear people talk about that in the NFC. It's more team, and AFC is more driven by quarterback. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, what about the rest of the team? How are you going to win? I mean, they can't beat KC, so I guess I better figure it out another way. Gotta build the whole team. Football's a team sport. It's not 5v5, you know? But, yeah, in my opinion, you pay Brock Purdy. Pay him all the money. Pay him all the money so it messes up their cap. And, no, I'm just playing. But, no, you pay Brock for sure. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Shady Luke. I'm outie. I'll catch you next one. Deuces.